Today I'm going to do a second activity on creditors reconciliation. Right, the question reads, a statement of account was received from Goofy Traders, reflected a different closing balance to the creditors ledger account of Goofy Traders in the books of Pluto Stores. And then they ask you to use a table provided to indicate whether you're going to increase or decrease the amount owed. I remind you that the first thing you're going to do is you're going to identify who we are and who they are. If you have a look here, it tells you the creditor's ledger is of Pluto Stores and the creditor is Goofy. So over here I will say we are Pluto Stores and they are Goofy. And then they give you a creditor's ledger account and they give you a creditor's statement. And the first thing you need to do is you need to compare the ledger account with the statement. And I've already done that, and anything that is not the same, I've actually highlighted. Now at this stage here, you can't see who is right or who is wrong. You can just see that there's differences. So the first thing we're going to need to do, as I said, is highlight the differences, and then we're going to read the information to see who is correct and who is incorrect. Okay, going to the first difference. Invoice 346 was correct according to the statement. So they are right, which means we are wrong. They recorded 10296 and we recorded 11808. So if you think about it, remember what I told you. First of all, get the amounts in the correct column and then decide if it's plus or minus. So we recorded an invoice that was actually for 10296. We recorded as 11808. So therefore we recorded too much as an invoice. So we said we bought more goods than we actually did. So to correct it now, you're going to actually decrease the amount that's actually owed to the creditor. The second one, Goofy Traders made an error regarding the return of goods on the 7th of September. Goofy is them, so we know that they are wrong. If we have a look on the 7th of September, you will see, and this one wasn't highlighted because the amount wasn't different to what was up there. But if you have a look what they've done here, please remember that Goofy Traders, we are their debtor. So they've actually increased what we owe them, and yet we return goods. Now, if they've added 816 instead of subtracting 816 from the account, to fix it, you're going to have to double the amount and subtract it. So that is why I've doubled 816 over here, and I've actually subtracted the amount. Alright. The next one, Pluto Stores qualified for an early discount with the payment on the 13th of September. Goofy Traders only granted 2532. If you look back here, you will see that Goofy Traders didn't record any discount at all, so their books are wrong in that aspect. But in addition to that, our books are wrong because we said we got a discount of 3532. So we subtracted 3532. We shouldn't have subtracted so much, so we're going to have to add back 1,000. But Goofy didn't even record any discount. So you're going to have two entries here. You're going to have 1,000 Rand. We are adding back because we said we got more discount than we actually did. And then we are going to minus here because they didn't even record the discounts. The next one. Invoice number 135 for 6929 was recorded incorrectly in the creditors ledger accounts of Goofy Traders. This purchase was made from another supplier. So we recorded that we had bought goods from Goofy, but we didn't. We bought from someone else. So to fix that amount that is owed there, we need to subtract it from this particular creditors account. We didn't buy anything from them, so we're going to minus it. Then a trade discount of 10% was deducted on invoice number 396. Goofy Traders did not take this into account. They will correct the error next month. that means that they didn't give us the discount that they should have. If you look back at the top here, the amount of the discount that was given, they charged 9810 and the actual invoice was for 8829. The difference there is 981, which then needs to get subtracted from the amount that we owe to Goofy. So they forgot to record a discount. We are now recording that discount and it decreases the amount that we owed. Invoice number 407 did not appear in the statement received from Goofy Traders. This transaction took place after their statement date. Last time I did tell you that the statement date usually ends before our creditors ledger. So that transaction has appeared in the books of our books as the creditors ledger. You'll see it here, 4526, and it's an invoice. So they haven't recorded it because their statement stopped on the 25th. So that amount there, the 4526, we obviously owe them that money, so they need to add to the account that is actually owed. And then the last one here, Goofy Traders have correctly charged interest of 29 Rand on the account. You will see that it appears in the statement, but it doesn't appear in our ledger. So we are wrong. So we put the 29 Rand and we are going to add that to the amount that we actually owe. Okay, and then if you add up the two columns, you will see that the two totals are now equal, so we have reconciled the differences. And there's just one short theory question here. The owner of CREDITORS has asked you to briefly explain any two factors which should be considered before changing a supplier. If the existing supplier does not meet up to expectations, respond to his query. I just put a few things down here. You need to know whether the new supplier would sell you quality products. You don't want inferior quality products, so you must make sure they're good quality. Where they are located, that could have an impact on transport charges, especially if we have to pay for the delivery of the stock that we are ordering. We need to know if the new supplier is reliable or not. And then you need to look at the prices of the new supplier and see whether or not they are competitive. Okay, so that's the first worked activity. I will do additional activities at a later stage.